Yesterday, Kevin Durant said that I was a trash comedian.
I'm like, what did he say fuck me for?
Dad, bro, why you get personal? I ain't talking about that monstrosity sitting on top of your head. I kept it basketball. You said that offense wins championships instead of defense winning championships, and I disagreed. I said it's probably the thinking that you have is why you haven't got close to competing for a title since leaving Golden State. Because during Golden State's run, they had a top 3 defensive efficiency. That's a fact. Since defense isn't as important, explain this to me, Eddie Kane Jr. In the modern era of basketball, the Hall of Famers with the most titles, Kareem, Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, Kobe, Tim Duncan. They have at minimum 8 all-defensive selections. Not a bunch of scoring titles between all of them. All have a significant amount of all-defense selections. You know what Kevin Durant has never had? I know you're thinking waves, and you're right. But Kevin Durant has never had an all-defensive selection. The funny thing is, the only team that has had a bad defensive efficiency and still won the title is the 01 Lakers. And they had Kobe and Shaq. And ironically, both of them were all defensive selections that year. So even when there's a bad team defense, you still need your best players to be top tier on the defensive end. But I'll do you one better. You know who put an end to that Lakers dynasty? The Detroit Pistons. The only Hall of Famer on the team is Ben Wallace, who averaged a whopping 6 points a game through his career. Defense. But I wouldn't expect you to know anything about defense, Kevin Durant, because playing defense takes heart. And after you joined the Golden State Warriors, after losing a 3-1 lead to them, we all knew you didn't have heart. Instead of wanting to run it back, you went ahead and joined the team that knocked you out of the playoffs. But my question is, why would you join them if scoring is what wins championships? Because you were the leading scorer in the league the year before that, and Russ, your teammate, won the scoring title the year after. You, the 2 best scoring dudes in the entire league was on the same team. Why would you leave? And even though you were supposed to be the best scorer in the league, you were up 3-1. And what did you do in Game 5? You went 12 of 31 from the field. What did you do in Game 6? You went 10 of 31 from the field. So either the Warriors locked y'all up defensively to get past you, which would make defense more important, or you're a choke artist. Which one is it? Which one is it? And then you have the nerve to name yourself Easy Money Sniper. You know what a sniper is? A killer. You know what a sniper is? Accurate. Those are 2 things you are not whenever a team is dependent on you to carry them to victory. You miss everything. That's why it makes sense that you went over to Golden State. They had already shown that they were killers and that they were winners. See, you only look like a killer whenever other killers are already in the room with you. You're like, not a sniper. You're the dude with the pea shooter. You just add a little bit on top, like the nigga in Harlem Nights. See, in the game of basketball, when a team's best player gets hurt, the team suffers tremendously. When you got hurt in the playoffs when you was with Golden State, they still won the Western Conference Finals. They still went on to the finals. And if Klay Thompson didn't get hurt, they probably would have won without you, which is what Draymond told you to your face when y'all were arguing, that they were winning before you and they'll win after you. And you left Golden State after that. And what they do? Won without you. Because they didn't need a pea shooter. See, Kevin, you're just a scorer. And not only are you a scorer, you're a scorer who doesn't score whenever your team needs you to score the most. See, if offense was what it took, then Mike D'Antoni would have several rings. That Phoenix Suns offense was the best offense I've ever seen in my life. They got Steve Nash 2 MVPs. That's twice as many as you, by the way, Kevin. Why doesn't Steve Nash have a ring? He doesn't even have a finals appearance. But you believe that offense is the way to go. So when you left Golden State, you went over to the Nets and you had them hire Steve Nash as your coach. You're the best scorer. He was on the best offensive scoring team of all time. All this offense, you added, you know what I mean, James Harden, and you added Kyrie Irving. So much offense. Why you get swept in the first round of the playoffs to the defensive-minded Celtics? Mr. Offense, explain it to me. Explain it to me. The only thing in that series that was more abysmal than the aerial view of your scout was your shooting percentage in that series. But even though I've given you all these facts, you probably still disagree with me because you're an idiot that doesn't care anything about facts. So you're going to continue to stack your Phoenix Suns team with a bunch of scores. I suggest all you scoring niggas focus on the defensive end because your scoring is good enough that you're going to score anyway. That's how you win a title. But go ahead, try to outscore everybody. And you and your cradle cap will be sent home again in the playoffs.